Hi there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dawn Frosty Stitch. This is might be long, might be short, don't know yet. It's probably going to be confusing. I've not organised. I've got a list, but I made that a few weeks ago. So yeah, and I've been bad because I know you're not meant to use stuff that you haven't shown in your floss tube yet, but yeah, I did my last floss tube a few days before my birthday, I think, and then I got quite a few cross stitch goodies for my birthday, which was incredibly nice, and I should have made a floss tube, but yeah, things happened on my birthday and around my birthday that weren't that good. Other things were good. I think I told you that I've got a job. It's a temporary job. It's a work training by the disability office, and yes, I had a coach, but I got the job myself. He basically it would have just been a daily structure so that I can go to a bakery and work in a bakery like I did in the kitchen, so that I have a daily structure somewhere where I'm needed. Yes, it's cold here. I've got a jumper and long sleeve, and yeah, it's not that warm. Also, lighting at the moment, the sun is shining outside, but in winter or this time it sort of goes behind that house, so I don't know what lighting's going to do. I've got a light on here, it's not very good, so I might have to stop. I don't know even if it's, I can see it sort of flimmering in the back. It's not very good, but I can't really help it, so I hope it's not too bad for you. I might have to stop and then rearrange lighting or whatever, I don't know. Also, I haven't got a warm drink yet, but we'll see what happens. So yes, this is work training in the sense that I'm in a first working market, like normal working market where people work, normal people work. I'm working there for free. I got the job because we were there and we were going for a baking job, and I just knew that when she told me where the bakery is, I said that's a place I can't get to. It's not, because of my anxiety, I cannot go to that place. My coach immediately said, yeah, let's leave that beside, let's just talk about this. And I said, no, if I can't get there, we don't need to discuss it. So I then asked, like, well, this place here, I thought this would have been the bakery, but it's not, so what are you doing here? She said this is the administration and the IT. And I said, oh, IT, why has the bakery got an IT and what do you do? So through that, I then, because I could talk to the two IT guys there, and they're not IT guys, they're artists. They come from different backgrounds. One of them used to be a cook. I don't know what the other one was before, I have no idea. So this is his first experience with databases. They bought a product which is, don't tell anybody, but it's crap. They bought this and they're now trying to make a second version of what the first guy had made and what they're using at the moment. And it's just not up to date, it doesn't fulfill the needs. And when I came along and just looked at it and asked questions, they saw that, oh, she knows databases. Well, that was my job for 15 years, databases. I know databases in and out. I know scripting, I know programming, I know script programming, I know pretty much everything. So they sort of knew that I would be working for free for 3 months, and then we would have to assess, like, are they going to employ me, or what's going to happen? And I told them then that it might actually be possible to, you know, maybe extend it until after Christmas, when you maybe make some money through Christmas sales or whatever, and then like after another 3 months you might be able to employ me. I mean, I'm not here to make a career. There's no way for me to make a career because the three of us would be on the same level. And I'm older than they are. I don't think they realise that. I've got so much knowledge. I've worked in so many different companies, and I know that this is a start-up. I have so much to give. I have so much knowledge. I have so much experience, but they're not tapping into it. They know that it's there, but they're not tapping into it. I'm the temporary person over there who's doing a job. At the moment, it's a bit frustrating because they're also artists, and they had a huge event. It was Literature Festival in Basel the whole last week, and they had an event Friday evening and Saturday. They knew this since I started there in September, and on Friday they decided to build the machine that they built a box where somebody sat inside, and the guy outside sort of said, okay, we're going to take this book and we're going to put it in top, and then the guy in the inside sort of spat out mashed potato. So it looked like you're putting a book in and getting like a mashed book out, and it was just funny. It was fun and it was good, but they then also had, I don't know if you know, from soup you get the alphabet soup, and that's pasta made in the alphabet shape, and they dyed those in black and put them into the mashed potato, and they served that as a meal, and the whole thing was fantastic. But I'm not a part of it. I wasn't invited to help, and I was actually meant to work while they're sort of running around behind me underneath my desk getting cables because they need a loudspeaker and they need this and they need that, and it was just, yeah. And that was the day when they decided, oh yeah, for the 6th of December we need these grattimanner. I think a stitch too far, Ingeborg, has talked about their Niki Naki day on the 5th of December. We have something pretty similar on the 6th of December, and we have it's a baked man, basically. You can get them now already in most shops and bakeries, and you get them, they're about this size, and you can have them like in man form, or some, they now make women, and they have like this sugar corns on the body and raisins as their eyes. And now you also get the ones with chocolate and whatever. But for the 6th of December, you usually buy them in 1 kilo or 2 kilos or half a kilo, whatever. So you have all different sizes. And my mum used to get like a really large one. And that would be our supper. We would have something like cold meats, boiled eggs, cheese, and then we would have this as a sort of, it's more like a second course because it's like a brioche sort of bread mixture, and you would have hot cocoa, dunk it in there, and it was just, it's fantastic. And they came on Friday, and the bakers, they're working 1 hour overtime every day to fulfill just baked goods. And they said, hey, if you come with these grattimanner, we haven't got the capacity. And on Friday it was like, well, we've got this art project, so no time, we'll do it on Monday. And I'm just like, what? Like, no. And then the idea was, yeah, we'll just employ somebody for December to do this. That's not how it works. It's just not how it works. And I was standing there, and I know that I have advice, I can help, but they see me as a temporary girl who's probably leaving on the 7th of December without knowing that I might actually be able to stay on for another 3 months unpaid for them to then employ me. And I would like to stay. I like the start-up. I like the feel of the product and what they're selling. When I go out to the shop, I have to go there because the cash register is my sort of, I do it on my computer in the office, but I have to see what the cash register really does, because it is a bit different. And they both don't want to do it, so I go and do it, and I go and I let them show me, how do you do it, what do you get out, how does it look, what do you need. And when I go there, you just see the people are, I mean, I don't get 1 minute when the cash register is not in use. They have sales, like in 1 minute, 3 sales. It just works through. And I mean, the shop where I go to, the bakery, it's small, it's tiny. You have like 5 people standing, then you have to close the door. So as soon as one people goes out, 2 people try to cram in. The stuff just flies off the shelf. So the product is really good, but the management is they're not up to it. They're not up to it. And one of the owners, he has no social skills, and that's just going to be their downfall. And so I'm really thinking about it, if I want to stay on until February or if I want to leave, because they'll probably crash and burn and somebody else will take it over, and just such a shame. Anyway, it was good for me. It's good for me to do this job, because in the first 2 weeks, I mean, when they told me, yeah, you're going to do this, because of course they give me the jobs that they didn't want to do or didn't know how to do. Now, some of them I also don't know how to do, but I noticed in the first 2 weeks, hey, my brain's functioning. Databases, it all came back. Databases, programming, debugging, it's all still there. Okay, the programming language is in German. Okay, I've never ever seen German programming. It's bad. And it's not programming where you just go and you program and then you debug and you see you've got a mistake in it. No, it's, you want to write something and then it gives you like a list of what you can choose. And then it gives you buttons. And then you have to open up the buttons to put in your variables. It's horrendous. If anybody knows how to program, it's awful. I'm used to just sitting there and writing my if, when, for, to, do, whatever. No, you can't do that there. Doesn't work, and it's in German. So yeah, but I've noticed that I'm capable of still doing the work, even though I've been out of the working environment for so long. I can sit down, I can program, I know what databases are, and it's all still there. They could tap into it, they don't. So yeah, and sometimes I feel like shoved out of the way and whatever. Unfortunately, yeah, with all the building sites around me, it's been really awful. They've taken the scaffolding down, painters aren't finished, so now they're climbing up on ladders. It's just horrendous. Parking spaces, we're losing even more. So when I come home, I know which car belongs to which neighbour, so when I come home I know I can't park. And there's no change in sight for the next at least 2 to 3 years. Yeah, and we had Herbstmess, these 2 weeks when it's old fun fair in Basel. So the freefall tower goes through a building, and at the top of the building I can see it from here, from a balcony, and I can hear them on the top. And when they're there, I can hear the guy down at the bottom saying, "Hey, how are you? Are you okay up there? How is it?" And then a few seconds later, he lets them drop and it goes like, "Wah!" And then they go through the building and then it stops again. But I can hear the music all the time. But that's finished as well now, so glad about that. Other news, I'm still not socialising because I'm trying to let my brother have the car as often as I can. So I can't really go out. Also, I have no friends, so it's very difficult and I feel pretty lonely. That's just, yeah, enough life update. I don't even know where to start. Okay, I think these are my Christmas, my birthday presents. This is other stuff that I got. This is some stitching that I did. I lost my stitchy bug, so I tried to stitch, and I did the 100 Days of Hate. Thank you, Jessie Marie. She mentioned it, and I looked at it and I thought, like, no. So I didn't sign up, and then you could sign up like 8 days later or something. So I did the second sign up, but I'm not a dummy user. I can read complicated text, but I did not understand what I need to do, how I need to enter my data so that I can take part in the late entries. So I can't take part in the 10, 20, 30, 40 days challenges. That's fine by me, because I don't need another Hate as a prize, and I'm doing it for me. But I couldn't somehow enter the competition. There were so many people asking, how do I do this? How does it work? And it always said, read the documentation. I read all of the documentation, I still have no idea. So I just put in an album, and I stitched at least one stitch every day, 100 days, took a picture every day, uploaded it, and I did it for me. And so, no, I don't know if anybody acknowledged that I really stitched for 100 days, but I did it for me, because I needed that. I really needed it. And this is what it is. It's still the Celtic Cross. I had the first page was finished, completely finished, and I then started on the second page, and I did actually get quite a lot done. I'm very surprised, because at the beginning it was so slow going, and I didn't know, do I want to do cross country, do I want to do one colour, do I want to do multiple colours, I don't know what. And unfortunately I had to realise it's very difficult for me. I never see this pattern really. It's only now coming to life, seeing it on film. It's pretty good. I've noticed that I'm missing 22 colours. That's not me. I know I've ordered all the colours. I can't find them. I went through everything that's stitches related, non-stitches related. I don't know, it's gone. So anyway, my floss fairy is going to get them for me for Christmas. So that's why I stopped finishing. After 100 days, I just needed a break. I needed to see something else. So I can still fill in some more here, but most of what's left is the colours that I don't have. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Also, this is not a mini. I always thought it was a mini. It's not. It's a full-sized 16-page Hate. So somehow I doubt that I'll ever finish this in my lifetime. But then I can start a new one. I've got so many. I've got mini Hates. I've got minis. I should have started a mini. I thought this was a mini. Apparently it's not. Yeah, I've tried to stitch a bit on my Santa with the candy cane peg leg. It just cracks me up. But I mean, it wouldn't be, it's not, it's really, I mean, the pattern's not that big. And this is what I've got. It's not much, I know, but I sit down, I do a few stitches, and then I lose my stitchy bug. It's just gone. And some of you might still remember that I had this fatigue, and I still have it, and they're still testing, and I had to do a sleep test and other tests, and my potassium is too low, and I don't know why, and it's probably diet, it's probably loneliness, it's probably being bored, I don't know. And I just basically, yeah, sometimes I just want to shut out the world and just go to sleep. So even having this job is not, we do not socialise, because it's the legal part is if you work 4 hours, which usually you work 8 or 8.2 hours a day. I work part-time, so I work 4 hours a day or 4.2 hours a day, and that legally requires me to have a quarter of an hour break. Now, there's nowhere to go for my break. I can stand outside in the cold, sometimes the sunshine, but I don't smoke, so why would I go outside? The coffee there is wow. That's worse than anything I've ever had, and it makes my heart pump. It's just, I mean, I'm used to strong espresso, but that is just, if I drink that, I'm standing up for the next 3 hours. So there's nowhere for me to go, and I would like to socialise with these people because I would like to get to know them. I would like to know, you know, how did you come to be in this business? How do you like this business? Or what did you do at the weekend? And apparently they discussed, I made a task for that, and they discussed it when I was sick because I had a bad cold for the last 2.5 weeks. I've still got a sore throat and a cough, but they discussed it when I wasn't there. And they then decided that if somebody wants to have a break with somebody else, I should just go up to that person and say, hey, let's have a coffee together. Yeah, that doesn't work because I can't say, hey, let's have a coffee together, because as soon as somebody starts talking, it's, hey, if you're having a meeting, go up and go to the room upstairs and have a meeting. I don't want a meeting. I just want a cup of coffee, 5-minute talk with somebody. We can't even whisper. It's, please leave. You're loud. You're noisy. I don't want a meeting. I just want to sit down with a cup of coffee or whatever and talk to somebody, and it just, yeah, because the others tend to forget that they have a break. You can't, no, not my business. So the other thing I've been trying to work on, is the freebie from Stone Street Stitchworks, and it's called Tree Lot, and I've got the sign at the bottom. There's going to be the car there, an old timer, and there's going to be 4 Christmas trees in there. But yeah, I've got the border. Yay, I've got the border. Don't know how long that took me. I'm a really slow stitcher, and I'm getting slower and slower and slower. I really don't know. I keep talking about this organisation that I'm a part of, and we give out a magazine like this so that you can see it for once. It's the Neutrale Quartierverein Oberes Kleinbasel. This is our logo. This is one of the green places that we actually managed to save, and we want to have an underground parking there for people who live here, like people like me. But of course, everybody says it's got to stay green and whatever. It would stay green because they have to get this out anyway, because there's no drainage in it. And our football club used to train there, well, 100 years ago. So they need to put drainage in, so they have to take it all out anyway. People just don't want parking spaces. They say it brings more traffic, which is not true. Now the new one came out today. This is the one that came out in spring, and I think yes, this is second page. Yes, that's me. Me and my Wettstein Quartier. That's what this quarter is called. And I just wrote a bit about how I became a member of this group and why I'm in it, and why I think that other people should join and become part of it, because you get really interesting information. You get information about what used to be here and what's changed, and it's interesting. But yeah, nobody's joined, so still the same old people. Now let's see, have I had any finishes? This is my Stitch from Stash book. September, I finished my chandelier. I think I showed that. Yes, I showed that. And I bought beads and Krynic. Beads, Krynic and water lilies for some memorabilia that I needed to kit up. I'm not going to show that because it's just beads and Krynic and water lilies. So I think you've seen that. Don't need to show that. Then Lollipop had a D-stash. And yes, I had to buy some of her patterns. I had to. But I had a voucher for PayPal, so got it cheaper. No finishes otherwise. So anyway, let's do the D-stash. That's here. Yes. Sorry, I'm totally not organised, as I said. So this is it. I mean, yeah, mail holds, and it's actually surprising that anything got to me. I bought this one off her because shipping to Switzerland and everything, I just cannot pay for it. I've discussed this with Jamie, Mr. Stitch, and he said, yeah, he hasn't got clients in Switzerland. Switzerland doesn't seem to stitch, or they're not on social media or whatever. You cannot get cross-stitch books here, or magazines. And he was very nice, and he gifted me an online version of one of the previous issues. But I cannot really, an online magazine does not work for me. So when I saw that she's selling this, I picked it up. Good for me. So I've just shown you the Santa with the candy cane peg leg. There are more. Women who behave rarely make history. I mean, don't need to say any more? No. This is one that I'm never going to stitch because I don't have a sweetheart. Love Pirate, you've plundered my heart. I'll never stitch it, but it belongs to the series. I love Sue Hillis patterns, so have to have that. And Pirate Queen. So, thank you, Lolly. I'm really happy to have these, really. So, oh, now I can put them away properly. I won, hang on, I have to get this in order. Oh yeah, I won one of the magazines from, one of the magazines ripped out of charts from Michelle. I got the plum. I've just won another one, a London one, which I'm really looking forward to. So that got here really fast, actually. And I won from Vicky, Stitch and Button. She had a Mill Hill kit that she finished, and she had leftovers for it. And you could just enter. And because, yeah, I live in Switzerland, so shipping, postage, whatever. She asked me if I want the needle so you can make it into a brooch, and I just said, look, you just make it as flat as possible and put it in a letter and send it as a letter. It doesn't matter what's in it or not. I mean, brilliant, or what? Didn't somebody else just show a matching one, Mad Hatter? I can't remember. Somebody showed, yeah. I've seen this one also before, but it's just, I mean, you don't really have that much space. So I hope you have enough beads or can match them. Maybe even just use matching thread. So that was really nice. I mean, some things just crack me up, and I mean, oh, I've had such curious dreams. Who in the world am I? Ah, that's the great puzzle. And then, you know, she just put stuff on the back, and on the front you have those two. So, I mean, I think I knew who it was from before I opened it. It was just, yeah. And the Mill Hill kit that I got was for the Switch. It's not that big, and she asked me if I've got perforated paper, which I haven't, because where should I get it from? So she put some in. She said that doesn't matter, it's flat, so it'll go. This is how far I am, and now I've run out of some of the beads, but I'm going to substitute them, so that's not a problem. I'm actually quite enjoying this, but it's taking forever because I put a few beads in and then have to stop again, just because Stitchy Bug gone. What was this? This was something. Oh yeah, this was late birthday present. I think there was something else in there. Hang on. Yeah, this is from Stitchy Bex, and she made these. I think there was something else in it. I can't remember. Probably chocolate. Probably chocolate. Probably gone. So this is a bookmark. So you put this part into your book and you put that on top so you know where you are in your book, and I quite like that. And she said I could put these on my Christmas tree as ornaments, which I really like, but yeah, it's not really going to focus, is it? They would just absolutely get lost on my Christmas tree. If you've seen pictures of my Christmas tree, you'll know why. So I find another use for them, but I really love them. They're really nice, really pretty colours. So that was a late birthday gift. Apparently it was ready like weeks before my birthday, and then sometimes in Scotland I think it's a bit difficult to get to the post office like it is in Switzerland. Sometimes can be. I got a huge package from Shelley because I think basically, oh yeah, she sent me a jacket because being locked up inside due to her anxiety and everything, not being able to go out, and then suddenly have summer going into winter, I don't have a jacket. So she sent me, thank you very much, a windproof jacket. So, and she also got some charts for me. I think these two are the ones she already knew which ones I really like. Why work when you can pillage and plunder? You see why I might like this? And the ones I got from Lolly and these, they all have charms with them. No, this one, yes, all of them have charms with them. So this one is burnt to perfection. I mean, some things you just love and others you don't. She also got, like, she went thrifting and freebie tables at retreats, and she got me patterns with, I like that one. That one. That actually requires hardly any stitching, but it's transportation. I love old timers. I love boats. So she got a few patterns for me. She also got, like, I mean, it's Primrose Cottage. That's my British, very British side. So she also got these houses, because I love certain houses. You can't really, unfortunately, I don't have the patience to show it all, but lovely houses. She got the Victorian houses that I really like, so looking forward to those. And even more. So these are actually really nice. I don't know if it's focusing or not. I'm sorry about that. Then she also got me, I love butterflies, so there's some lovely charts in that one. These booklets actually they're really easy to read, and they're not that big. The patterns are not that big. More Victorian houses. So yeah, I'm just loving this. And this was, yeah, I love old timers. That's really, I used to collect old timers. There's another house I think that must have fallen out of. Yeah, this probably. More houses. San Francisco, more houses. All through the house. I like these. They're the cut through. Where you cut through the houses and you can see inside what's going on. Fun, so much fun. Well, basically like the spooky house, or what was it, Halloween spooky, I can't remember, the tiny modernist spooky house and the Christmas house. So lots of houses for me to stitch, and good charts as well. So put them all back. Now that I've finally shown them, I can try and put them where they need to go. Maybe like that. I'm sorry, like I said, I'm not organised. This is I uploaded this yesterday. I need help with this, so made by my grandma, and I would really like to display it, but I don't know how. And already I've got so many suggestions, or people who told me check so and so, like Arlene for instance, that she's done lace patterns and how she's done it, and I should go and check those people out. So I was so surprised. I put it up and it took about an hour, 2 hours, and I had already about 8 comments. I was like, wow, that's really good. I haven't replied yet because, yeah, I'm a bit bad at replying at the moment, but I do reply. So I won't show that again, because I put it up yesterday because I recorded it and I wanted to put it in this floss tube, but then I wasn't sure if I'm really going to make a floss tube today or not, because yeah, I went every day and said I'm going to do a floss tube, I'm going to do a floss tube, I'm going to do a floss, and then every time it was like, no, I need a nap, or no, I just don't feel like it, or no, I want to do something else, or no, not today, or I do it tomorrow, or whatever. So yeah, so I just put it out there yesterday, and now I'm doing a floss tube today. So I don't know. I think I told you that Big Apple Stitcher, she's in props, like props for films, series, TV series. One of the TV series I watched, it was hilarious, it was fun, and knowing that she came in, you know, at the end you can see it's props and then like 3 names, and one of them's hers. It's, yeah, I know you. It's like, sorry, yeah, other people fangirl out when they meet a stitcher at the stitching retreat, and I fangirl out in front of my TV all alone when I just see Caitlin, yay! Anyway, so the new series that she and her husband, I think, work on is called Manifest. Being in Switzerland and not having like Netflix or one of the paid things, I have to wait until the series is finished before I can get it here. But it's marked and it's earmarked so that I know Caitlin and her husband worked on that. So I'm definitely going to watch it, even though she said that it's not her type of what she watches. I don't care. She had a part in it, so I need to go and watch. And okay, it sounds like something I would watch anyway. So I was just surprised with the other one. For the life of me, I can't remember what it's called. something like the good detective. I'm really bad at names. I'm sorry. Names just fly out of my head. The Good Cop. It's called The Good Cop, and it's at the beginning I thought like cop show, comedy. Yes, no, will I like it? And then I started watching it, and then after the first one came down and it said Caitlin, I knew, okay, Caitlin did props on this, and it just gave me so much to see. Like, I mean, the scenes are mostly in like his flat or in the police department, so, and there's so much to see. There's like all these pictures and all this stuff in the diner, and knowing that Caitlin had a role in that, in putting up that stuff and organising all the props, it just, for this series, it made me sort of look at it more, you know, with different eyes, and trying to check out, like, are the pictures still in the same place? Did she move something around? Or did she hang one of her cross stitches up? I think Caitlin should do something like that. Big Apple Stitcher. Just an idea. Like, for one of your next projects, if you do another, like, The Good Cop, a show like that, because, I mean, the house that he lives in, they have so much knick-knack, there's so many pictures on the wall. Maybe put up one of the cross stitches that you've shown in your floss tubes. Like, for instance, the Beatrix Potter one that you put in the fair. You've shown that. So, or I like the sun there, that the ice cream thingy that you did. I think you put that in the fair as well. Like, if you put that somewhere, like maybe next to somebody's head while they're talking, and if one of us floss tubers or floss tube watchers sees that and recognises it and contacts you and says, was that your cross stitch in episode so and so of this show, in this scene, they can get a prize from me. Something like that. I would be open to help you. I have ideas, I have sort of suggestions. I just watched Austin Land or something, where this girl is sort of totally into Jane Austen and Mr. Darcy, and then she goes to this place where they sort of reenact the whole thing, and actually have to sit down and stitch. And that just brought it back, and I thought, okay, maybe in one of these films she could put in, instead of the cross stitch that they would be doing there, which would be historically correct, she could put in like one of these very colourful, I don't know, like something like those dragons that she designed for, I think it was for a piece for a wedding, where she took two Etsy patterns and put them together for Dungeons and Dragons, so the dragons and I think it was the dice, something like that. It was that just would be great. I've been thinking about that a lot, and I thought about contacting Caitlin, but I've never done it. So, sort of Easter eggs for cross stitchers, I think that would be really fun, but I don't know if she's up to it. And we can do prizes for it, or we can just have fun. It would just be something that I would really like, but maybe that's just me. Who knows? Yeah, she also asked. Caitlin asked me if I would show the mirabilias that I've got. I've got quite a few mirabilias. I've got some that are kitted up. I've got some that are half kitted up, that they're missing fabric. I have some that are not kitted up. But I mean, watching Lorna, Ladybird Stitcher's mirror parade, I mean, I haven't got half as many because I don't do the mermaids. I haven't got very many Nora Corbett's. I've got mainly mirabilias. So I think in one of my floss tubes, when I've got nothing to show, I might show those, and I might also show the heids that I've got and maybe start a new one. I don't know. I've lost my stitchy bug, so stitching is, I miss it, I really miss it, but picking up needle and thread, it just, most days I just can't do it. Let's see, what did I write down? I started my train piece again for the full coverage fanatics groups that Anne P created last year, and it started on my birthday, the 21st of September. That's why it started on the 21st and not the 22nd. And I started the train piece, it's called Evening Star, on that day, and I stitched quite a lot on it, and then it somehow disappeared and my height took over on the full coverage front. And because I had then finished the 100 days of height, I took out my train piece. I stitched a bit on it, but stitchy bug gone, so nothing to show really. I've still got my presents to show from my birthday. My birthday was 21st of September, okay? I just have to show them now because it's November and soon it's going to be December, and I can't keep them until December, and then December presents come in, and then I just have a video of only showing stuff that I got, which I'm already doing now, so I'm sorry about that. I wanted to quickly tell you that lots of people like the Deborah Harkness Old Souls trilogy. I loved listening to the audiobooks because the narrator is really, really good. And it's been, what, 6 or 7 years? And now she's put out a new book, and it's called Times Convert. And it's basically about the extended family. And I've listened to it. It's a different narrator, but she's okay. I'm not too sure about the book. I liked it on one hand, but didn't quite like it on the other hand. No spoilers here. If you liked Old Souls, listen to it or read it. Also, they've started a series, A Discovery of Witches, which is the first book. But I'm sorry, Matthew and Diana, they're totally different people to me. And I've listened to the audiobooks more than once, so I know what's going to happen, and I know like what characters they'll have to represent over the 3 books, plus now the 4th book. And these characters will not, I mean, he's quite famous, but it doesn't, for me it doesn't work. And also they're very loose on what it's about, and I think they're trying to bring in the more spooky bits and the more gory bits about vampires, demons and witches, which is not the case in the books. So, but I'm going to watch it, because if I would have not known about the books, I would have watched it. So anyway, so my birthday, oh dear, it's all sort of got confused. I got for my birthday lots and lots of nice presents, and I think I wrote down who gave me what, and of course I cannot, yes, found it. Okay, let's start with Amanda. You basically, your present, it was, I went to work, nobody at work, it was my second week at work. The day before, one of the owners had a birthday, so, and they didn't even look at my CV, so nobody knew that the 21st was my birthday. It was a Friday. I went to work, I didn't tell them that it's my birthday, and I left, and yeah, like I said, a few things happened, a few things that were not so good, other things were okay, and then I found out a few things that upset me, and then I didn't really want to open my presents, and it was a bit difficult. But then I decided to go to bed early, 10 o'clock, and take all my presents and all my cards with me, weren't that many, and open them in bed. And I managed to open everything before midnight. And it was just stitchy stuff and kindness, and the people who gifted me stuff, they really thought of me, and it was just really, really nice. So let's see. This is from Amanda, and she's great. She was really great. Hang on. Where's the other part? Yeah, in here probably. She always has these lovely little bags that she puts stuff in. She wrote on this, it says, "For days you don't feel like cross stitching." Lots of those at the moment. So there's the mini mandala colouring book. Will that focus? And it's just the right size, you know, it's not too big, not too small, it's just perfect. There's a sharpener. And the colours. And she gave it all together. I mean, I would have been able to find my crayons. I think I still know where they are. But just to sort of put something in, you know, which is not stitchy related but is stitchy related, because if you don't feel like stitching, you might feel like something else. And that actually does work for me. She also gifted me 2 threads from Chaudhry Designs, and this is, I don't quite know what you call it, feldspar. That one, that's really nice. And this one is Stitching Retreat, and they're both limited editions as far as I can see. Yeah, it says on it, yeah, 2016 and 2017. So very nicely go with my collection. She also gifted me, let's show this first. This is from the Crafty Kitten, and it's fabric, and it's Midnight Skies 2nd, and it's 18 count Ada, and it's beautiful colour. It shows up more blue, it's more sort of greyish in real life, but it's a really beautiful colour, and I'm definitely going to use that. She got me this lovely ink circles pattern. It's called Twisted Heart, and it's just beautiful. And she said, you know, it's got what? It's got like four colours. And she said I can just, you know, use a variegated thread and just stitch it like that. Which I might do, but I love the colours. I just love the colours of this. So I might just, I mean, it's beautiful. Those are my colours. And then she gifted me a DMC kit, and when I saw this, I basically wanted to drop everything and start it. I mean, how beautiful is that? And it's just, wow. I just wanted to start it. I basically just really wanted to start it. When I unpacked it, it was just, this is amazing. It's just, even now. Unfortunately, my stitchy bug is gone. Hey, I'm not even in focus. Focus please. Yeah, I've got a cheap camera for on top, so this was wow. I just love this so much. It's just so me. It's so me. And this one, I mean, I love this. And if I would find a frame like that with those colours, oh yeah. So I got spoiled. But that was just Amanda. I'm trying to keep everything sort of yeah. I have a friend that I'm still friends with from university when I went to Scotland, and she gifted me, we send each other, can I find it? Oh yeah, it's over there. We still gift each other stuff for Christmas and birthdays. My aunt still sends me stamps. So Margaret made this card for me. I mean, isn't that beautiful? It's just handmade for Dawn. It's just amazing. I'm not going to show you all my cards because you'll probably be bored. I would love it, but you'd be bored. But what I really liked was, this is a shopper bag, and it says Cinderella is proof that a new pair of shoes can change your life. Now what you do is you basically just get this out of its package like so. And what do you have? You have a shopping bag. So nice and easy to put your cross stitch in. I mean, what else? So I could fold it all up again and put it into this nice little thing and just put that in my handbag. I mean, every girl needs bags, you know that. Okay, if I would go to Acorns and Threads, I probably would get an Acorns and Threads bag, but not everybody has something like that. My brother and his girlfriend, they went food shopping and found Guinness pies. So that's what they gifted me for my birthday. As I drink a Guinness for my birthday, I'm a Guinness lover. I love Murphy's too, so could have been Murphy's or Guinness. So it was just going to be Guinness pies with Guinness, which was my supper for my birthday. That's fine, I don't mind. My parents actually tried really hard. They went to Scotland just before my birthday, and they now accepted that I cross stitch. I don't think they really know how I cross stitch or what I cross stitch, or that I've got a YouTube channel, or that I show it on Instagram. Okay, my Instagram is private, so they don't see that. But they got me this one, and I know that Carrie has stitched this, and I really love it. I mean, I'm British. Most of my British family lives in Scotland, so yeah, now on. I mean, I just have to love it. I don't know where to put my stuff. She also got me a fishing village because she knows that I like boats. Oh, I absolutely am afraid of the water. I'm afraid of the ocean. I hate ships. I hate boats if I'm on them. Like when we used to go to England to visit my grandparents, we used to have to take the ferry over the channel, like from Calais to Dover, and from Dover to Calais. Nightmare. Like the cruise that Priscilla has taken. I mean, that's a massive... Sorry, my camera decided that it's enough time of filming. I'm not filming on a mobile phone or anything, so don't quite know why, because I've got enough space on my hard disk. This is a laptop. We'll see. Anyway, I love hovercrafts. I didn't mind going underneath the sea in a channel tunnel, as long as I didn't have panic attacks. But the ferry, no. Like I said, Priscilla is on this huge, massive... That's not even a ship. That's a floating city. But even that would not go for me. I hate it. But I like pictures like this. I like scenes like this. With fisher boats and little huts, and it just, I don't know, holiday feeling maybe. Even though, yeah, I'm not a go to the beach girl. And then she got me this. Now, this is Eileen Duncastle, and this one is pretty well known because I think Highlander was filmed on this. First Highlander with Sean Connery, Christopher Lambert. I know some of you might be too young for stuff like that, but anyway, there are lots of films that have been filmed here because of the castle and the bridge and the landscape. And I don't know how many times we actually drove past this. So my mum gave me this and she said, yeah, I picked this up, I don't know if you like this. I don't know if you like this. I'm 44 years old, so she's known me how long? And she doesn't know if I like this. I then said, but Mum, you know that this is the famous castle that... Oh no, no, never heard of it. Neither did my brother, even though my brother actually... I think they stopped. He and my dad, when they went alone to travel around Scotland, they stopped and walked over the bridge. They didn't go, because you have to pay to go and see the castle. I'm not in focus, am I? I'm really sorry about that. So, anyway, whoever is sticking around with me by this time, you're either asleep or you're on your 5th go of trying to watch this. So I'm really sorry about that. So those were a few gifts that I got. And then there was one big parcel that was just massive. And it was so good. It was, of course I knew some of the things that would be in it, but I totally forgot. I'm not one to forget. I forgot. Anyway, I got some assorted greeting cards designed by Nora Corbett. You might recognise some of the patterns. I love those. I love sending cards, so yeah. I also got, this is really difficult. I got the snow couple, which is two, I don't know if you can see it, snowman, and these are buttons, and I've got the kit. And yes, I think you've guessed by now who was so generous to send me stuff. She got me a pair of scissors. Yes, I can really use another pair of scissors. I was actually thinking about buying a new one. But these are really nice and small. And I haven't used them yet. I've waited. There was one cross stitch magazine that Stitcherista showed, and I really wanted it, and Michelle had it as a freebie gift at the end of her floss tube, and I really wanted this. I remembered the cover, so when I saw it I really wanted it and couldn't get it. She remembered. She got this. And I remembered also why. I'm not going to go through it now, okay, because you've probably seen it already. But with it, she bought the whole thing, so there's threads. I think they'll be used for this that comes free. I mean, Shelley is just, she listens, and she's amazing. She knows that I want something and I can't get it, and I go then, yeah, okay, I can't get it, so it's not that bad, it doesn't really matter, it's okay, it's fine. And she finds it and she gets it for me and she sends it to me. I mean, sending stuff to Switzerland is not really cheap, so it's just amazing what she does, and it's not just me. So she got this, made me a needle minder out of it. This was when she was at Budweiser. I used to drink Budweiser, it used to be one of my favourites. But yeah, I'm a stout girl now, so I love the dark stuff. She was so kind as to get, I really wanted a butterfly from Lady Mirabilia for the 25 years. I only wanted a butterfly. She bought the pattern and gave me the butterfly. I don't know what she did with the pattern. She probably gave it to somebody who really wanted the pattern, but that person didn't get the butterfly. Thank you so much. And because I didn't really want that pattern, she got me this. I mean, because Butterfly Fairy by Nora Corbett. Because a butterfly needs a butterfly. I didn't know what to say. I mean, it just is so kind, so overwhelming. It's another one to add to my collection. She also, because I asked her to get this for me, and no, she would not accept me to pay it, because I really want to stitch the cameo. I really want to stitch that. And I actually think that it's a rip-off to ask for money for this, because it's the 25th year celebration of Mirabilia, and we were just discussing Mirabilias, and that Richard brought out the new reprint of 5 out-of-print charts, and they used to be $15 and now they were $25. So yeah, with the few update changes that they made, I don't think it's really worth it. And why didn't they put out more? It was limited and lots of people really wanted stuff and didn't get it. But we're also thinking, what's going on with DMC? Because apparently I heard they've got a new owner. So with the new numbers that have come out, 1 to 35, and now the L'Etoile, the sparkly ones, I don't quite know if they might be changing their system, or might have want to try to get into the market, because Fancy Floss is taking away from DMC, and maybe DMC will try and catch up on that train in some way or form. I don't know. I also think that some of these out-of-print charts might need updating, because yeah, some of the numbers, DMC numbers, have changed. Maybe Richard is planning something Maybe DMC is planning something. I don't know. I would hope so, because the stitchy world is changing all the time, and with these nest eggs that are going out, with people buying fancy floss and stocking up on fancy floss, maybe DMC has noticed that they need to do something. I know that they put the prices up in the US. I'm not going to go into the whole price discussion, because certain countries still pay ridiculous prices for the floss, and like I say, they're 25 minutes by car from here is where the floss is produced. Apparently you also have production in the US, but yeah, there was a very interesting blog entry by Lord Lebedian about DMC and dye lots, and why they had to change numbers, and why they had to substitute this 3,300 numbers for different ones. Very interesting. I think DMC might need to change something, and I think that's what they're starting now, and they're doing it in little bits, and that's the way to do it, and not like Richlet did it, putting out a new pattern on the 15th, a Mirabilia pattern on the 15th, which was a sort of Alice pattern, and then on the weekend they brought out the new pattern, Lady Mirabilia. They brought out this, the cameo, and the out of print charts, those 5 charts that only so and so many are going to be printed and so many are going to get, brick and mortar shops are going to get, and they brought that out all at once, and it was just too much at once, and then nothing. And Lizzie Kate, they decided to retire, which I think is absolutely okay, but they said, do not go and bulk buy, just remember we've still got enough. We've still got enough printed, we can still print. Don't bulk buy. What did everybody do? You went out and bought. And now 123 Stitch has the rights to print Lizzie Kate's. And Lizzie Kate is still going to put out a pattern here and a pattern there. So listen sometimes to what people say and what designers say. Just listen. When they say you don't need to bulk buy, they have a reason for saying that. Yeah. There was one more present in that lovely package from Shelley, and this is just okay, I need this to focus because it's a medallion with a bee. It's beautiful on both sides. I was fully expecting to open this and see a picture of Maggie. Maggie is Shelley's cat. So if you watch Shelley KX Stitch, you've probably seen Maggie walk by or snuggle up in her cross stitch stuff. She left it empty, but she stitched me a bee, and that's just amazing. She said she didn't even know what she was doing because it was like high count fabric and she couldn't really see what she was doing. And I'm sorry that it doesn't somehow, it doesn't want to focus. But it's a bee. I can see it's a bee and I love it. And a picture of Maggie would have been good. I would have also taken a picture of you, Shelley, because we talk to each other every day, so your picture's there. I'll take a picture for Christmas of Maggie and you, or Maggie, you and Rob, and Mike if he's still alive. So Thank you so much. So now that I've showed it, I can use it. I can wear this. I mean, isn't this gorgeous? It's just, yeah. So opening these packages and the few cards that I got, they made me cry, because Stitchy kindness is, it's worth so much. And yes, some people said, oh, I didn't know you had a birthday, I would have sent you something. That's absolutely fine. If you just comment and say, hey Dawn, I wish you a happy birthday. That was good, it was nice. Thank you very much. I really, that you thought of me and you found a way to say happy birthday. That's fine. Send a card, that's fine. I like getting cards in the mail. You don't need to send presents. Stitches are the best. They are. And this is going to be used from now on. Because now I'm allowed to. And yes, I've changed my phone cover. Just because I'm not putting up my tree in November, because I get a real tree and that does not work. I get that on the 19th or 20th of December and it stays up until it's dead. Because, yeah. But I decorate, or I try to decorate on the 1st of December or just the beginning of December, because I really like to see Christmas decorations and Christmas 365, even if it doesn't seem like it, because I'm not stitching and I should be stitching, and I should be stitching my Santas. And I've still got the one that I got from Betty that I really love, and I'm doing a sale with Shelley. We're both getting nowhere. We're also stitching Let It Snow Bungalow. Same there. We somehow got stuck. But Shelley's stitching. She's stitching like mad. And I know that Tiffany's starting the Mirabilia, so nice one, Tiffany. She's loving it. And she wants to start beading. And I think that now everybody's told her you can bead if you have scroll rods. You just have to be careful and whatever. I think she's going to start beading because she loves beading. And I think this is about it. And I don't know how long it's been or how long I've talked. It's going to be a long one. You either watched it or you didn't. It's up to you. I do the same with floss tubes that you put out. I try to watch them all, but sometimes I just can't watch Flosstube. Sometimes it upsets me to watch Flosstube because I'm not stitching. Sometimes I just don't know who to watch. There's so many people out there that I really want to watch. Oh, that reminds me. Happy birthday, Carrie. It's your birthday today. And happy birthday, Priscilla, because it's your birthday today. I doubt that Priscilla watches me, but Carrie does. She probably won't watch it today. But happy birthday, Carrie, and I'm sorry I'm not joining your birthday sale, or did not join your birthday sale, which started on the 10th. But I'm really looking forward to seeing all the black work stitching that's been going on. Yeah, I'm still following everybody on Instagram, Flosstube, Facebook. I'm just not that active, and I really need my stitchy bug back. Who knows? One day I'll pick it up and it'll work. Maybe this year, maybe next year, who knows? And I might still be working in December, or I might have my last day on the 7th of December, I don't know. I don't know if I'll make a floss tube before that. If I'm not stitching, I won't. But next time I'll show more stitching and less gifts. Promise. Okay, so happy stitching to you all. Whoever's been affected by the fires in California, I'm really sorry, and my heart goes out to you. Stay safe. Mass shootings, I really don't follow the news, but there were some of those and I don't know what to say. I just know that I live in a very safe country and sometimes I don't feel safe. So I don't know what it is, what it feels like to be you. But my heart goes out to you, and maybe we should do something for cross-stitchers who lost everything in a fire. Because I know that there must have been cross-stitchers in California who lost their house, their belongings, their cross-stitch, their stash, everything. Is anybody going to do something about that? Or is that just force of nature that's going to happen every year, so it doesn't really matter? And what about the storms that you had in the summer, before summer, that touched down in other regions in the US? People who lost their houses there, floods. We have floods in Switzerland. Yeah, there are not that many stitches in Switzerland apparently. I don't know. But maybe there should also be I don't know, a charity collection for cross-stitchers who have lost their cross-stitching. I'm pretty sure I can't give money because I don't have money, but I could give a pattern. I can give Ada. That's pretty boring. But I could give a pattern or two. I definitely could. I would. But me giving to all sorts of different causes that are in the States, it doesn't quite work for me, because I know that the Alzheimer's drugs and other drugs are actually researched and done here in Basel, Switzerland, or just outside Germany, but belong to Basel. So me giving to an Alzheimer's cause for research in the US is, I don't have the money. I can't give that. I gifted 3 patterns last year for Michelle to sell. I couldn't do that this year. But like I say, we have a different system. I contribute to that, and it's going on here. 300 meters that way, 500 meters that way, 900 meters that way. There's about also half a mile along that way. That's where it's happening. That's where the people are hunkering down. They're trying to find drugs to cure stuff like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, ALS, to cure it. They're trying to find miracle drugs, drugs for depression, new drugs for depression, drugs for anxiety, all sorts of stuff. It's happening here. So that's not cross-stitch related, but I don't want to give money to the US, because getting my money over there, the conversion rate, and then I don't know what's going on, what it goes to. I can't see that. Also, I can't deduct it from my taxes. Yes, I still pay taxes even though I have no money. That's Switzerland for you. But I would give to cross-stitchers around the world who have lost everything in a fire, in a flood, in a hurricane, in a natural disaster, in whatever has happened. I would give to a cross-stitcher, because that's what cross-stitchers are here for, to help each other. That's stitchy kindness, and maybe there's going to be something like that. Maybe somebody will put up a charity for cross-stitchers in need. Of course they need a house and they need a place to sleep, but we can't really deal with that. But cross-stitchers who have lost all their stash and they have no coping mechanism, because usually they use cross-stitch to cope. what will they do while they're waiting on a new house, while they're trying to fix a place for themselves to stay, to find a new job, to get money together to get a car, to get to the new job? They need something to occupy themselves. And what do they use? They use cross stitch. Well, if they have no money, how will they cope? I can send a pattern. I'm willing to send a pattern. And somebody else sends floss. And somebody else sends fabric. And this person can stitch and calm themselves through stitching while they're sitting there waiting to get insurance money to get what they need. I'm sorry, I'm rambling, and it's just because I'm on disability, and yes, I voted. We had voting going on here. We vote quite a lot. We get a say in lots of things, and we were just voting about if they want to change the laws for the disability office, and when you've had an accident, you can get payments. Like I get half a disability payment. I should get a full disability payment, but yeah, we went to the courts, and I'm not going to go into that. They are allowed to get a detective in who follows you around, who takes pictures, who tries to find out if you're conning them or not. Now, people who misuse disability payments or payments for injuries, I know that it happens. I know people who do that, but this many people do it compared to this many people who get payment who really need it. So I don't think that you're allowed to invade my privacy, because you don't know what my condition is, what I can do, what I can't do, and that was just one of the issues that we voted on now. Well, it's going to be end of November, but I get the envelope home. I always vote every single time. I read up on it, and I put down my cross, and I put it in an envelope, and I post it, and I vote every single time, because it's important. It is. So I'm dealing with stuff like that. So I'm a bit aware of stuff I can afford or can't afford to have or do, and yeah. I'm sorry. I'm rambling. I showed very much stuff, hardly any stitching. So if you're still here, thank you for listening to me. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for listening if you're new. Leave a comment. I might not reply immediately, but I will reply. I reply on every comment. I always do. I try to do it sort of latest in a week's time. So I love getting comments. Yeah, I like watching you stitch. I like everybody stitching. Even if it's not what I would stitch, I still like watching it. So stitch away. Happy friends. Stitches are the best. Happy stitching. See you another time. Bye.